All right, we're right by this sign. Over here is a really cool shelter, which is pretty awesome. We're gonna find it. Okay, we're going for 3 in a row. The most recent finder from October of last year said that they found it right off the trail, that the lid was off the container, but they put the lid back on and then they left it right where they found it. Pennsylvania, Michigan, Kansas, Indiana, Delaware, in West Virginia, Canada, North Carolina. Signature pose. Oh, bam! Bam, bam, bam! Lonely! Gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh! Yes!
Are you ready?
Oh YouTube, what's up? It's Triple P. How you guys doing? I'm out here at the Brecksville Nature Center looking for a bunch of geocaches out on the trails that involve hiking. Let's go see how many of these we can find. Here we go. All right, so we are headed out for this wonderful weekend adventure on these trails. It should be a muddy mess. We've had so much rain in this area the last just couple days, and even today, which is Memorial Day. Thank you all those who have served and been in the military, the men and the women. For you, I am grateful. Here's today's trails. But yeah, we've got quite a few on the list. There's like 9 or 10. We'll see how many I film. I'm hoping that it doesn't rain, because it's kind of a gamble if it's gonna rain or not while we're out here. So we'll see what happens. All right, geocache number 1 in the video is a 2 difficulty. I had to double check. 2.5 terrain, small size cache. It looks like maybe it's just 50 feet off the trail. The log sheets are saying, or the electronic logs are saying, that it needs a new log sheet. Unfortunately, the guy that put this cache out has since passed away, so maintenance is not really possible unless other people do it. So I'll clarify, it's not possible by the cache owner. There we go. We're on this hard packed trail right now, going down. We got about 100 feet to go. Let's see if we can find it. All right, this log here is ground 0, and the coordinates are kind of basically right by this tree. So let's go check it out. I think this cache has something to do with mustard, because it's got the word mustard in the title. Maybe it's a mustard bottle. Let's check over here on the other side. There's some logs here. Nothing there. Let's go around. What about up in here? No. Let's go around the tree here. Yes! Yes. Yellow, whoa! Yellow mustard bottle. I can hear something inside of it. Let's just get the logo. Ka-ping! And on the bottom, looks like it could be the tab to it. All right, we got this one. Let's go get the next one. All right, we got the first geocache in the book for this weekend adventure. How's everybody doing? You know what? I've been checking my subscribers, and ka-ching! We hit 450. So now, our new side goal is 460 subscribers. Ideally, I'd like to be at 500 by the end of the year. It's a grind when you're on YouTube. You know what I mean? Some people master the algorithm, some people cannot. I'm also in a small niche like geocaching. It is what it is. Let's keep moving. We're headed to a puzzle cache that vectors out to this trail here. And it is a 2 difficulty, 2.5 terrain puzzle hide. Let's hope we can find it. See you guys at ground 0. Let's keep rocking and rolling. Okay, I just looked it up. This cache is over a year lonely. Last found supposedly July 4th, 2024 by somebody who has 10 finds. And this is one of the 10 finds that they have. I always find it interesting, people that come into geocaching and then they just disappear, but they get like the caches that you're at. So bizarre. All right, we are inside 50 feet and it looks like it's gonna be maybe over here by these trees. Let's give it a look and see if we can find the lonely hide. All right, unfortunately, I feel like this one is probably gone. I mean, I was looking in the, I don't know, little cedar trees here that we got. I was looking up in those. I checked out the log over here. There's a big tree here I looked at. There's a couple spots over here. You can see I kind of kicked up the leaves. And then I checked over here as well. And, you know, I'm just not seeing it. And I don't think this is a very tough hide. It's got, you know, a 2.5 difficulty on it. The difficulty is probably for the puzzle. So we're just gonna have to let this one go and move on. Let's head to the next cache and hopefully we can rebound. Here we go. All right, we're just getting started on this weekend adventure. So I feel like even if I missed that one, there's gonna be others that we can rebound with. And let's hope that's the case for this cache. It's a 1.5 difficulty, 2 terrain, traditional cache. Hopefully we find it. I don't know when the last find was, but we're gonna give it our best effort. All right, I was reading through the log sheets. Somebody wrote, for the electronic log, somebody wrote, great find, had to do some digging. So that means it's probably on the ground. And it was last supposedly found 2/25/2026 this year. I don't know, let's see here. It looks like there's not many helpful pictures. We've got about 98 feet to go, and it looks like it's just off the trail. Let's see if we can track it down and come away with a W. There's a humongous stump right here, and there's a rock. Let's move this rock, and let's see if there's a geocache here or not. Here we go. There... There does not appear to be a geocache in there. What about like over here? This guy said he had to do some digging, so that's what I'm doing. I'm doing some digging. Don't see anything there either. Well, we're not doing super well for this weekend adventure. I was reading the cache page and it says to look for the cut up tree. It's 5 feet from the trail. You're looking for a peanut butter jar, and then the hint says look down in. I mean, I explored this stump here. I just flipped over that log there. I looked over all the little crooks in that tree and then the one in the background. All right, we're trying to stay positive, okay? 2 DNFs in a row. The only thing I can bank on is that this cache was just checked on. So I'm hoping that we can break this 2 DNF streak and come away with a new find for the next cache. By the way, I'm Triple P. If you're new here, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. We're shooting for 460 subs since we just hit our sub goal of 450. Rule number 1, never pass up an opportunity at a scenic view. It's a very small scenic view, but it is a scenic view. Let's rock. All right, we're right by this sign. Over here is a really cool shelter, which is pretty awesome. We're gonna find it, because I found it. Let's do it. I'm not sure why this is called a natural bench. I don't get it. But underneath this big pile of bark is a beautiful box. A beautiful geocache. That is exactly what we're after for in this weekend adventure, not these DNF. All right, we are on the Wildflower Trail, the Loop Trail, looking for the next cache in this weekend adventure. You know, this cache has 3 straight DNFs, and then somebody randomly logged a find on it. I feel like people have ghost accounts on geocaching.com. Let me know if that's popular in your guys' area, because it can't just be here in Ohio. I feel like there's people all over the world that just ghost stuff. They create an account and then poof, or it's a bot. That's also possible too. But it gets under my nerves, right? Because it's just like, I'll go check on my cache and somebody will log a find and there's no signature on the log. That's not how this works, my friends. Provide proof, a picture, something, if your name is not going to be on the log sheet. I'm okay with a photograph, sending it to me. You know, I'm pretty lenient, actually. Okay, we got to keep going here. This is a beautiful day. I think the rain is gone, and hopefully we can finish strong with a couple finds. All right, we are after a 2.5 difficulty, 1.5 terrain, a small size cache, if it's even there. Maybe we'll get super lucky and we'll find the cache, but we've got plenty after this one. So as long as we're having a good time and we're making some finds, I'm okay with it, I guess. I'd like to find them all. Maybe I didn't do enough research. Maybe I should have picked a better area. But you know what? I wanted to hike on Memorial Day. I wanted to be outside. I wanted to do something fun. Doing something fun, having a good time on Memorial Day hiking. Thanks for watching. Let's keep going. Okay, so we're by this tree, and the title says Some Big Quercus. It's like Quercus. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But I Googled it, and it has something to do with a tree. So maybe this cache is somewhere in this tree region. There's a rock right here. Let me at least check underneath there. I don't think it's there. No, it's not, of course. I mean, with 3 DNFs, you really probably think it's probably missing. I don't think I'm going to spend a lot of time looking here. I might dig around a few minutes, but honestly, we're probably just going to move on. We've got so many other caches to try and find. Well, at first glance, it's not in any of the routes. Well, I tell you what, between the log that said the cache is on the south side of the trail, and another log that said it's 74 feet off, and another log that said don't go to the posted cords, where would you like me to look, my friend? Where would you like me to look? I have no idea. I've reached out to people, but you know what? I'm just gonna keep on moving, keep on trucking. All right, we're coming up on some stairs here. There's a little bench there. The next cache in the video is a 2 difficulty, 3 terrain. It's called Bubblegum Dance Party. That's such a weird name. Here's the stairs. I'm gonna go down the steps here. Somebody wrote a note on the cache page pleading with whoever tries to come find this cache to grab their trackable, their proxy, and move it along. Tell you what, if I find the cache and the travel bug's in there, I'll grab it and I'll drop it. 283 feet down the stairs we go. So we found what? The mustard bottle, the lock and lock box, and I think that's it. We found 2 caches so far. Not great. Let's hope this one is in the found column. It does have finds on it, but has it actually been found? I have no idea. Let's keep rocking and rolling. All right, we're going up the steps here, one at a time. Headed to Bubblegum Dance Party. What a weird name. Let's do this. Around the bend to the other side of this tree, and we have a find. Finally. What is this, number 3 or something like that? A small little peanut butter jar right here. We can balance it on anything. Yes, we can. All right, we keep on steamrolling. Here we go. Let's see if we can put 2 finds together, because we've had a lot of hit and miss. This weekend adventure has been very hit and miss, hot and cold. We're headed to a 2 difficulty, 2 terrain, small size cache, last found apparently in April this year. And we've got a lot of mud on the trail. Let's see if we can negotiate our way around here. I know a few things about hiking in the mud. If you have not seen the cache of the week where I hike through a humongous swamp, be sure to check that out. That video is right before this one. Here we go. Everything is wonderful now. All right, we have like 30 feet to go, and I see this giant log here. Let me kind of shuffle this way. We're on this log, or maybe the next log over. I'm on the back side of the log. I do not see it. Nothing there either. All right, we gotta keep looking. Whew. You know what's hard about these geocaches? When the cords are not good. I had to use the hint and then kind of look around. This is really the only spot that made sense, and it's right here. Let's grab it. Yes, got it. Ta-da! Let's sign our name. All right, we've got 0.18 to go to the next cache down this trail here. I did find this guy's proxy. That was not in the cache it was labeled to be in. So I've picked it up as promised. I've messaged the guy and I told him, you know, I've got your travel bug proxy, and I will be moving it for you. So now that guy can kind of feel good that his travel bug is once again up and moving. I don't really keep track of my travel bugs so much anymore. They all just go missing. I know there's people out there that just keep them. That's not what it's for, but there are people that are like hoarders of travel bugs, and they just keep them, and you'll never get them back. Anyways, we got a bit to go. Let's see if we can string another find to make it 3 in a row. So this section of the park is definitely more remote. You're gonna see less people here. There's one cache out here that we're headed to right now. And if I was to keep going, there's some even further away, but I'm not looking to get those. I want to get these for you guys to watch and enjoy. And then we'll huff it back and we'll get one more after this. Hopefully it's not missing. And then we'll wrap up the video. The mosquitoes are getting bad. We got a creek coming down the road here. We'll cross this with no problems. Here we go, we're gonna cross it. No hesitations. Ta-da! We did that in one shot too. Okay, we're going for 3 in a row. The most recent finder from October of last year said that they found it right off the trail, that the lid was off the container, but they put the lid back on and then they left it right where they found it. Possible that it's also over here, which is definitely a possibility. I don't see it in the immediate logged area here. All right, just a quick geocaching check-in here. We are at the mess of logs. And unfortunately for us, we have not found it. I've done quite a bit of looking. Logs say you either find it immediately or you spend 20 minutes looking. There's really nothing in between. It had a bunch of DNFs in a row, then 2 people found it. The hint just says, it's in the mess, you'll find it. You know, I just don't know about this one. I have no idea. It's probably in here somewhere. It's in the mess. All right, we're moving on. Truthfully, I don't have the patience to keep looking. So we're just gonna hike to our next cache. This is a DNF for me. I did get some help. I still was not able to find it with the help. I'll see you guys after a long hike at the last cache of the video. Let's go. All right, so out of all the geocaches we've done in this video, this one is a puzzle. This is the one I absolutely 100% did not expect to find. And so I found it, of course. And I think it's lonely, but we're gonna go over here. We're gonna go this way. We're gonna come in here. We're gonna take a seat. There. That thing hanging right there. That is a geocache. Okay, the last one down here is 6/1/2024, and that matches the electronic log as well. What a great last cache to wrap up the video. Let's roll the outro. Thanks for watching, everybody. All right, guys, the wonderful scenic overlook behind me is right where we're gonna wrap up this weekend adventure. If you guys are not geocaching Triple P subscribers, you know what? I hope you consider subscribing, because we're now shooting for 460 subs. I'll see you guys out on the trail. Have a good